Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome to day 62 of the Chronological Read Through the Bible. Today's reading covers Numbers chapter 14 and 15, but my commentary I'm backing up to 13. So Moses has sent the 12 spies out to look over the land of Canaan so they can gather intelligence really and prepare the nation for going in and taking possession of the land. Now, one of the things that they were told to do on this spying expedition is to gather some of the fruit of the land and bring it back with them. And I think this was to show the people really just how wonderful the land was. I'm sure Moses, maybe others, had seen some of the fruit before and said, this is going to really impress the people. So the people, the 12 spies, they traveled through the land. They went through a number of places whose names should be familiar to you. One of them being the city where Abraham and the patriarchs were buried, and then traveling all the way up to the north. And the, the topography of the land literally is going from desert to some of the most lush forest green pastures that Israel has to offer. So they've really kind of taken the grand tour of Israel. And mentioning that, even to this day, the tourism board of Israel has as a part of their logo two men with a grape, a cluster of grapes strung on a branch that they are walking with. So it's kind of neat to see that they keep that as a part of their image even today. So the 12 return and begin giving their report to the people. And at first, this sounds wonderful. They're talking about how great the land was and everything, up to the point that they mention the giants. And then they say, we were like grasshoppers. And it's they've gone from talking about how great the land was to saying, but this is why we're not going to go. And I'm trying to keep today's commentary a little shorter. I haven't had the time to shoot a video like I would have liked to have done today. But I want to read for you these first couple of verses here out of Numbers chapter 14. Then all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. All the sons of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron, and the whole congregation said to them, would that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would that we had died in the wilderness. Verse 3, why is it the Lord bringing us into this land to fall by the sword, or our wives and our little ones will be plunder? Would it not be better for us to return to Egypt? Would it not be better to return to Egypt? Would it not be better to be slaves? Even in the wilderness, they're free. But the Lord had brought them to this point. The Lord had shown them all the wonders that laid ahead of them. And now they want to turn back. They even go as far as selecting a leader to lead them back. And you're going to watch this. This is really like the Lord has had enough of their grumbling. And if you went through and numbered each of the times that the people grumbled, this is the 10th time that they've grumbled. And I think it was like the Lord was letting it kind of slide a little bit, and now it's like, this is it. There's not going to be any more room for grumbling. And I know that God's reaction may seem harsh at first, like just wipe them all out. I think a part of this is to get Moses to the point of praying for the people and pleading, interceding for the people. Because of their unwillingness to trust the Lord, with the exception of Joshua and Caleb, who said, let's go up and possess the land. They stood strong. They were ready to hold to the promises of God. And the people wanted to stone them. It reminds me of the verse of Scripture, am I therefore your enemy because I tell you the truth? They told the truth. Let's go up and possess the land, for the Lord has given it to us. And the people would not listen. And again, people are like this all the time. There was a land of plenty, the promised land, and yet the people would not trust the Lord enough to take it. They're going to wander now through the wilderness for 40 years, representing the 40 days that the spies went throughout the land. And only the children, other than Joshua and Caleb, only the children at that time, and I realize to say children, those who are under 20 years of age, they will be the ones to enter into the promised land. All the other adults will perish. They will die. I think if you calculated the numbers of the population where it was at in 40 years, you pretty much have 7 people dying an hour. Now, I realize that there are other times, when there's a large number of people that are killed, and there are rebellions and battles, but 7 people an hour. They were right at the border. They could have walked right across the border, and the whole nation could have gone in at that time, but they didn't trust God. Do you trust God for what He's promised to give to you? Are you willing to take the risk? Are you willing to sign over everything to the Lord and say, Lord, it all belongs to you, and I will follow you wherever you lead? We sing that song at church, wherever He leads, I'll go. I'll follow Him, my Christ, who loves me so. Wherever He leads, I'll go. But do you mean it? I'm going to say, if you don't mean it, don't sing it. And if you sing it, then give Him your whole heart and your whole life. Brother and sister, I do hope that you've had a good day. Until tomorrow, God bless.